All right. Getting it set back up again. I got to get me a normal table again here. All right. Well, it looks like we are up and rolling. What's going on, everybody? Finally back again here. Feels like it's been a lot longer than 2 weeks here, but long as back again. Those of y'all that are tuning in that might be new, or later on maybe watching the replay and haven't been here before, my name's Austin, and this is Fintastic Freaks. And yes, after very hectic and, dare I say, stressful weekend earlier, back again finally on the stream here, and happy to be back on top of it. It's been a crazy week here, guys. It's just been, I mean, if you've seen the last video, you know what I'm already talking about, but just happy that whole hullabaloo is over, and can finally get back to this here again, and finally meet with some of you guys and talk about some fish here. Having a little trouble with the chat here so far here. See if we can get that. My browser, for some reason today, has also been a little wacky, so I apologize for that in advance if we run into trouble here. Oh, there we go. Yes. All righty. Now we're back on here. Awesome. Like I say, my browser's been a little funky here today, so I apologize if it acts up at any point. But hopefully all goes well here. At least it'll be better than last week, right? So we got some folks coming here now. Ontario Aquatics, hello. Good to see Ontario. Welcome aboard. Victor Albert saying hello. J. Alvarez Guppies and Aquatics. Allison Nicholson also coming in here. Hello, everybody. Good to see you here again, especially after last week. Really missed doing this stream last week. Had some things I want to talk about last week, but here we are. Can talk about it here today. But to anyone also wondering, the good news is, yeah, the basement's not flooded anymore, so that's a plus. But boy, that's not the way I intended to clean up the fish room deeply, but, I guess I had to be done, but wish it would have gone a little differently, but yes. Mystery Snail Guardians, as always, snarling it like usual. Good to see you, Mystery Snail Guardians. Good to see you. Jelliver's Guppy and Aquatics. The tank size behind me is a 240-gallon tank. Fish in there, various types of rainbows. Got I think 3 different species of gouramis. Yeah, 3. Roseline sharks. Just added a bushy nose pleco in there not too long ago from a recent fish store visit that I had. Sometime early this week here, possibly tomorrow or Wednesday. I plan to have that video out for you guys on a really cool fish store that I found out in the middle of rural Iowa here again. But silver dollars are also in there. A black ghost knife is in there. Glass cats, clown loaches. But yeah, 240 gallons. The biggest tank I currently have in the fish room for now. Dee Dee's Fin Den, yes. All is well again here, or at least much better than it was last Monday. There's at least this Monday, my basement isn't like half flooded. So, there's that working for us. But yeah, much better now. It was a hectic day last Monday. I really wish I still could have got on here last week here because, frankly, I could have used the stress relief considering how it went. But yeah, it just didn't really work out last Monday. But here we are again. JL. Everyone just saying hello to one another here, and to everyone. I was going to talk about this last week, but obviously since I had to cancel the stream to clean up the mess down here last Monday, I didn't get the chance to. To those of you that have that donated to the benefit stream 2 weeks ago, I am getting some parcels and addresses written on there. I was a little short of some mailing parcels than I thought I was there. So I'm going to get a couple more here once this stream is over here. And, it's past 5 o'clock here in my region now. So they'll probably get sent off tomorrow. But let it be known, they are on their way here. And you guys will get your stuff very soon here. Hopefully by the end of the week here, because usually they send them first class, I'm pretty sure. The Metalheads. Hey. Indeed. Love that little hand sign there. Good to see you here, Metalheads. They will be streaming right after this show here at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 Eastern Time, to those of you that do not know. So if you're like me and sometimes just like to listen to streams, see what people are up to and such, make sure you check them out afterwards. In the meantime here, Ricky De Hoyos also joining us. Ricky, glad to see you here. In fact, actually, I need to send you my, I'm blanking on the word, email address. I don't know why I had to struggle to figure that out. I need to send you my email address, Ricky, so you can send me an address for you, as I really appreciate what you did for the benefit there, and I wanted to make sure that I gave you something as a token of thank you for what you did there, which did not go unnoticed by friends and family that also partake in that as well. So I'll have to give you my email address here shortly. I meant to put that in the description too, because I was just thinking about that too, but I'll get that as we go along here. Lady Metalhead saying hello to everybody. Welcome, Lady Metalhead. Good to see you. All right. Hey, it's hard to believe that it's already March. It's about a month and a half away from a big aquarium convention I'm going to. And of course, some of you may already know from previous streams, I am talking about Aquaticon. To those of you that do not know, I plan to be heading over to none other than the great place of Knoxville, Tennessee, to attend Aquaticon, where some other fish fam YouTubers I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. Chattanooga Ed will be there. I believe Kaler's Aquatics and Exotics will be there. Of course, James, the Fish from Fever, is one of the hosts there. He'll be there as well, along with many others. I can't remember if James says that maybe Aquarium Co-op might be there. I could be very wrong on that, so I don't want to say that was or wasn't. That doesn't happen every day. So not sure if you guys could hear that, but on a rare occasion, my tiger knife sometimes likes to test the lid on his tank over there between the 240 here, and unfortunately the water heater looks like it's right on top of it. I swear there's like a good yard and a half away from the water heater in that tank, I promise. He apparently, don't know if he tried to jump or something, but rattled the lids a little bit there. That gave me a bit of a jolt. That's something that didn't happen every stream. Usually, if anything, it's the catfish right by my feet here, right down below. Crazy fish. See here, Levi's Aquatics also joining us. Welcome, Levi. Good to see you. All sorts of awesome folks here as usual. Seeing so many awesome fish folk here. But what was I saying? Oh, yes, Aquaticon. So to those of you that don't already know, if any of you are planning to go to Aquaticon, let me know in the chat. I would love to also know who else I could look forward to seeing there down the road here. But yes, I myself plan on making the drive to Knoxville, Tennessee for Aquaticon. To those of you that do not know about Aquaticon, this is a big aquarium event. It'll have freshwater, saltwater, I believe even some reptiles and such there. It'll all be going on at the Knoxville Expo Center, April 30th in Knoxville, Tennessee. I believe the start time is 10 a.m. on April the 30th. So if you find yourself looking for something to do, or maybe just want to go to a big aquarium convention to meet a lot of crazy fish fanatics like myself and some other people, like I mentioned earlier, Chattanooga Ed, obviously, a lot of you know who he is, as you do with James and Fish from Fever. Bob Kaler and Kaler's Aquatics and Exotics, I believe, is also planning to be there, along with a handful of others there. I believe Tennessee and Aqua will also be there. I believe. So all sorts of awesome folks going there. If you can make it, Aquaticon, April 13th, or not 13th, April 30th, excuse me, Knoxville Expo Center, Knoxville, Tennessee. Would love to see you there. Looking forward to finally meeting some other fish folk that I watch here and maybe some followers here as well. And speaking of followers, now following the stream here, just joining Peplin Creek Aquatics. Good to see you, Peplin. Welcome aboard here. I just said it earlier, but I know now that we have some more people in from when I initially said it. In regard to the benefit stream 2 weeks ago, the reward items have not been sent out yet. They are in my possession, though, so I'm getting some mailing parcels right now. Obviously, the basement flooding kind of put a bit of a damper, no pun intended, on that, but it kind of slowed some things down here and really just threw a giant wrench in all sorts of plans there. I mean, I was starting to build a stand for that 90-gallon bow front, in which I plan to move the green spotted puffers out of the 20 long, which probably should have been done a while ago here now. They're getting to the point where it needs to be done, but working on that here. Trying to make another 2-tier stand for another 55 and a 125 that I got just lying around down here. But lots of big changes coming on down here in the fish room. Within those big changes, I'm thinking I might end up surrendering some fish down here. Probably not any puffers. Well, potentially one, but I'll get into that stuff later here. But just some smaller tanks, I think, just need to on here. Obviously, I've talked about my fuse box here before, giving a little bit of troubles and such. But nonetheless, there's some changes coming down here to my fish room here, and I think it's going to take a good amount of time for it all to happen. But eventually, once it all does happen, I think the end result's going to be pretty cool. All right, here, while I went on a bit of a spiel there, Christopher is also joining us. Welcome, Christopher. Good to see you here. Don't know if I've seen you in a stream before. Welcome aboard here. Also, Allison checking in here again, saying hello, greeting the party here. Good to see Allison. Hippie John here, also joining us. Welcome, Hippie John. Good to see you. All sorts of awesome folks. Hippie John the fisherman. I love that. Hippie John the fisherman. My accent impersonation is very lacking, I'm sure. Also, I'm just creating a mess all over here, guys. 3G also joining in. Welcome aboard, 3G. That was more of a C than a G. There we go. A little bit better there. I guess going on some fish room play here. Since I have a vacant 55 here, little activity for you guys here in the chat here. If you had an empty 55 outside of Exodon Tetras, which obviously we have in a 155 already, or actually, you know what, just Exodon Tetras. If you had an empty 55-gallon tank, what would you put in that 55-gallon tank? Fill my head with some ideas here. I have some already. I'm thinking maybe my Amazon puffers might get rehomed out of their 38-gallon tank and upgraded to the 55. But either way, that means we're going to have an open tank. Christopher, puffers or Oscars? I do have a 125-gallon tank, Christopher, that I'm thinking of putting some Oscars in. Just need to build a double deck stand for that, because obviously I already have a 125-gallon tank in which I have some goldfish hanging out in there. That's going to be quite a daunting task to drain that whole 125 when it comes time to stack those two 125s and such. But eventually, won't be much farther out, because that 125 has been sitting down here now for a little while here, and very eager to get something in there. It's been sitting empty for far too long. That, and it's sitting in an area where thinking it's time maybe to try a project that I have not done before, but have been really doing a lot of research on. I've talked about it a couple times on here. Get to it in a minute here, but I see we're also getting some other folks in here. Atkins Nature Aquariums, welcome aboard. Don't think I said hello to you earlier. Welcome aboard, Atkins. Bunny Viper here. Good to see you as well here. And Mississippi Hippie also joining the party. Welcome, Mississippi Hippie. All sorts of awesome folks here. 22 people watching, 21 thumbs up. Appreciate every single one of y'all spending a little time with me here on this Monday afternoon after missing out here last week here. Myself, that is, here. But I will say that my basement floor here has looked a lot cleaner than it has in a long time. That's one plus, I guess, when you hire in a cleaning crew and such to really wipe things down and clean all sorts of stuff. It's one way to hire someone to clean the floor for you, which in this fish room, the floor can get dirty quite fast. Let's see here. Lumpy Dog also joining us here. Welcome aboard. Says Neon Rosy Barbs in a 55-gallon. They're hardy, cheap, gorgeous, and grow to a perfect size for 55. You know, I think I've heard about those, actually. Actually, no, better yet, I think I actually saw those at the store I was just at last week in, well, I won't say too terribly much here, but I was in the Des Moines area covering some state tournament basketball a couple weeks ago here, not last week, but the week before. And about 80 miles away from Des Moines, I heard about this store called the Wet Pet Outlet in Eldora, Iowa. To anyone here in the Midwest or even Iowa that may already know what I'm talking about here, perhaps you already know what's in store there, but going to have a video on what the visit to that store was like. I know we got some Pleco people in here, some cichlid people, and I will just say this. If you're a Pleco fan or cichlid fan, angelfish fan, this store was, or even a catfish fan, this store was really cool and had some pretty amazing showcase fish too. It's probably the first store I've ever seen have a pacu for a showfish tank. And I mean, that alone makes me excited to show out this store because it's the first time I've ever seen pacus in a hobbyist tank, I'll say. And these pacus were huge. Like, their bodies were about as big as a full-grown, I'm trying to think of that one. Their bodies were about as big as a full-grown Motoro Stingray, which is about, I believe that's about two and a half feet, a little bit, I think closer to 2.5. I mean, these pacus were huge, and overall, really cool store. I better stop or I'm going to spoil the whole video here. But yes, let's see here. Angelfish in Congos or 2 fancy goldfish, some mountain minnows or dojos. I do have some dojos already down here too as well. They're in 125 right now, but dojo loaches are another favorite of mine here. They're a nice little cleaning crew for the goldfish tank, which of course goldfish, as we know, can be one of the messier of fish in this hobby here as well. But they do a pretty good job of cleaning up their leftovers and messes and such. But hey, I'm always down for angelfish there. That might be onto something there, Bunny Viper. I actually got a couple of new angelfish from that store here as well here. I might need to show off my angelfish tank here in another video here in the near future. But then again, I think angelfish are, as I've said on this channel before, like right there with puffers to me. It's another big time weak spot with me. It's just something that it's hard to say no to. Such a beautiful fish. And there's some challenges to keeping them, but for the most part, pretty simple. But Ontario Aquatics, my 55 is having trouble cycling. I tried putting my tetras in 2 weeks ago, and they died for 4 hours. And they did fine for 4 hours. Reading is hard for me today, apparently. and then just died. Huh. Sorry about that. Sometimes sometimes cycling tanks can be a bit of a tricky task that right when you think it's ready to go, it not always the case here. See me, that personally, that's also why I like to keep sponge filters all down here, which I know may not be the most pleasing thing to look at in a tank here, and they can be kind of ugly to some people's eyes here. I'll admit they're not the most decorative necessity that you could put in an aquarium, but in terms of like biological filtration or talking about cycling a tank here, if you want to really jumpstart a tank here, like say you got a 40-gallon breeder and or even say like you got a 40-gallon breeder and you got like a 60-gallon grade sponge filter, drop that baby in a 55-gallon tank, and at least for me down here, usually the tanks have been ready to go within a couple of days here, full speed ahead. But I understand that's not always how people I do it too, which is quite all right here. Everybody has their own way of doing it, but at the same time, cycling a tank can be a little tricky, and it really tests a fish keeper's patience. You see that empty tank, and you're just like, I want to put something in there. I totally get it. I have that with a number of tanks down here. Just like, it's empty. I have a problem with that. I want to put something in this. Daniel Valez come into the chat here. Welcome, Daniel. Good to see you here. Hope all are well and safe. Hope your basement issues are all resolved. Yes, it's a lot better now, Daniel. At the very least, the basement is not flooded anymore. Looking at the main pipe, there's I won't go too much in details. There's a little work to be done yet. We've been starting work on that now here, but fortunately things are way, way better now here a week later, and hopefully we don't have to run into that for a long time, if better yet, again. But knowing the age of the house here, when it's an older house, you expect things. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say you expect things to happen. I don't know if you can ever fully prepare or expect it, but, with an older house, things happen. But yes, fortunately, it's a lot better. Let's see here. Bob Kaler, the man I was talking about here a few minutes ago, has joined us. Welcome, Kaler's Aquatics and Exotics, another awesome channel there. Those of you that are into freshwater fish keeping or even some saltwater keeping, I'm pretty sure Bob still has some saltwater there. But awesome channel there, both with freshwater and saltwater. And I believe Bob Kaler will also be at Aquaticon later. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bob, but I believe he will also be there at Aquaticon on April the 30th there. So, I mean, another awesome fellow to potentially meet there if you're on the fence about that event yet. Tanya Miller here, joining the channel, Letter channel. Thank you very much, Tanya. Appreciate that. I'm getting a Fahaka soon. Nice, right on. I love watching the channel a lot. And hi from Minnesota. All right. I actually have some family up there in Minnesota, the Minneapolis area to be precise. Or I guess they live in one of the suburbs, Eagan to be precise. And my uncle up there, well, I've talked about him a couple times on this channel. He's quite a fish keeper like myself. Used to breed some angelfish now. He is a big-time plant guru. And some of the plants even down here that I have in my fish room have been from him, such as I have a whole bunch of crypts in my, or cryptocorns in my 75-gallon angelfish community tank. That started with just a couple from him, and now they've just taken off, and I've got double the amount of crypts. He knows what he's doing with his plants there. Let's see here. I thought so. So Bob Kaler, Aquatics and Exotics, is indeed going to Aquaticon. I thought so. I believe I might have asked you that question earlier too, which in that case I would apologize if I repeat myself. I try to remember everything about everyone, but I got to tell you, the more and more, obviously the more that sub, it's it's hard to keep track, you see. But yeah, excited to hear that you are indeed going though, Bob. That's I'm looking really forward to Aquaticon on April the 30th. That's gonna be a lot of fun here. Let's see here. Eric Wyrock also coming in here. Welcome aboard, Eric. I think I saw you up there in the chat earlier, but don't think I actually said hello to you earlier. So welcome aboard, Eric. Good to see you. Another fellow fish fammer here as well, Liquid Zoo Only Fins. Welcome aboard, Matt. Good to see you as always, sir. Another fella Iowan right there as well. I was actually just speaking of Iowa store here not too long ago, which will be, I'll have a video up here within the next couple of days here. I would really wanted to get it done before I did this stream, but obviously all that happened here in the basement just really threw a wrench in all sorts of plans, as I said earlier, so unfortunately it didn't happen. But we'll have a new fish store tour video coming up here later this week. Might get it up here tomorrow, if all else, Wednesday or Thursday at the absolute latest. Hoping to get it done for tomorrow here, but if not, I'd really like to get it out there by Wednesday because it's been a hot minute since I've got some videos out here. But things in the day job and life are finally calming down a little bit so I can finally get some more videos to you guys and tend to these tanks a little bit more. I think in the last my tanks, will tell you now, I don't know if I'm going to be doing a fish room tour anytime too soon in the next couple months here. My tanks have shown that I have not been home a whole lot here lately, and unfortunately, I'm kind of paying a bit of a price for it. But when you're a sports reporter and you drive out there sometimes, and it's state tournament season and all that, it demands me to be away from home sometimes for a few days in a row here. And I think in the last 2 weeks here, full 14 days, I've only been home for about 8 or 9 of those days. So, I mean, it could be worse, but still, when you think about it being 5, 6 days here where I've been away from the fish room doing absolutely nothing down here, it adds up very quickly. I'm still trying to catch up here. A lot of work to do down here yet. Part of the reason why I'm also thinking of changing some things up down here, maybe ditching some of the smaller tanks. I definitely will keep some of the 20 longs because in terms of the smaller tanks or what I qualify as a smaller tank, I guess my classification, I'm sure it depends on each of you. My classification for small tanks stop like around I'd say 29 gallons. I mean, even 29, I would say is borderline medium. 29 to 75-ish, or I guess now they even have a 60 breeder, which I saw at Petco, which, to those of you that do not know, Petco is having its 50% off sale here. Probably going to get me and my wallet in a lot of trouble here before too long. But to those of you that did not know, or at least here in my area, I believe some other Petcos around the Midwest here really are having their 50% off sale. So if you're looking for a new tank here, visit your local Petco for 55s, 29s, or I know like a couple of them here in Omaha, like I said, had a 60-gallon breeder, which can't say I've seen those before. They tell me that they're relatively new. For as far as I'm concerned, they might be because, like I say, I've never seen one before. But looking for a new tank, give your Petco a visit. Killers Aquatics with a $4.99 super sticker. Thank you very much, Bob. Much appreciated. Head there, giving the high five. Absolutely, man. High five to you as well, sir. Appreciate that very, very much. All right, here. Down here, I thought I saw a question up here earlier. The 55. Oh, wait, nope, we got that one earlier. I thought I missed that one earlier, but nope, the Tetras, and then we talked about cycling there a little bit. I will say, if you don't have a sponge filter like what I do, like every one of my tanks down here, I have at least one sponge filter, or even like me in this 240 back here, I have 2 sponge filters in here. Got 2 sponge filters in one of my 75s there. I got 2 sponge filters in my Fahaka tank here. My motto is with aquariums is, unless it's disrupting a fish's swim patterns or stressing them out. There is no such thing as too much filtration in my mind, as long as it's not stressing out your fish or throwing off the biocycle. That's what I always say. But speaking of Petco, though, earlier, back onto that here in a minute. But see Adele Sandry here talking about the 50% off sale. Get to that just a minute. But I will say, if you have no choice but to cycle your tank the old-fashioned way, CHM stability is probably the number one thing that I would suggest. I know I would think that probably a lot of us use that product here, and that's definitely something that I go to the most here. API has some decent stuff, and I've used their stuff and had success with it before too. My opinion, I think the CHM stability is a little bit better, but my go-to still always is just pull a sponge filter out of one of the older tanks there, and quick way to jumpstart a tank here and get it going in, like I say, really 2 days or less, really. But obviously, we don't have the luxury, and sometimes you just don't want to mess with the tank if it's doing well, which is understandable. As I was saying earlier, though, Adele Sandry Heil just got back from Petco. We were actually just talking about that not too long ago, just a couple minutes ago, really. Picked up a 40 breeder on the 50% off sale. Unfortunately, anything over 29 gallons, I need help to wrangle, makes the, that tank's been there forever argument a no-go. I mean, I get that too. I mean, I've had in terms of a tank laying here forever, I mean, that 185 bow back there, guys, I just calculated the time there. It's been sitting back there for like, I really did a number on my screen there. I just thought back to it not too long ago. I bought that thing before coronavirus was even a thing here. So I've had that thing down here for a little over 2 years, and that's pretty much how it's looked the whole time, is just empty and slowly killing me here. It's like, okay, this has got to change. It got to get something in there because it's too nice of a tank to just keep sitting here empty. That, and some people are finally saying, like, you sure you want that tank? I can give you XYZ for it, but eventually we will get something in that tank here, probably within the next few months here, because that'll be Mac, our Maboo Puffer's next grow-out tank, as I've said before. Allison says, no more tanks for me. No more space, and my bank balance says no. It's exactly why I haven't gotten a 50% off tank here just yet here. Driving out a lot, all that, and I mean, I'm not going to go too much on it right now, but having to drive all around here to multiple state tournaments at locations that are a couple hours away here, especially with the way gas prices are now. I won't go too deep into that conversation because obviously I don't think any of us like where that's at right now. But it eats into the income very quickly. But yeah, I'm thinking once I clear up some room down here, like maybe a couple of 20s might go. I might ditch my 25 with the Jewel cichlid. I know one guy has a whole bunch of Jewel cichlids and has really liked my Jewel cichlid here too. I've tried to put her with males and she just has not played nice. Perhaps if she's in a bigger tank with more of her kind, though, she might live a little happier. Atkins Nature Aquarium back again. Check it, direct it. Let's begin. Had to help roommate with her plants. She also got more loaches for her tank. Absolutely. Hey, loaches are, like I said earlier, loaches are a nice little bottom dweller fish there, helping pick up any leftover food that your top and mid swimmers may leave down here. That's why I got some Joe loaches in my 125 at the goldfish tank. A few clown loaches back here in the 240 here. Clown loaches are probably, I will say, yo-yo loaches are probably a very close second place fish on my loaches list, but clown loaches and the stripes there, just absolutely love them. They get big, but take a long time to get big there. I think my clown loaches right now are about 4.5 inches right now, so long way to go for them yet. They were about maybe inch to 2 inches would be a little too big. About an inch and a half, I would say, maybe a little bit over. When I first got them, they were small. Here, Victor Albert debating buying an albino lungfish for $680, $690. Should I do it? I presume is that like $690. I mean, I guess honestly, when it comes to lungfish, I don't know a whole lot. I've only seen a lungfish honestly in any of our area stores here. In the one time, I think Lincoln, Nebraska store once upon a time had one. I think they're cool. I mean, hey, if it suits your fancy and you got a tank student, absolutely, man. I mean, I always say, you know what, if you like the fish here and know that you can give it what it needs here, or, you know, if it's a fish that you're going to enjoy keeping and caring for, then absolutely, 110% go for it. But in terms of care, yeah, unfortunately, I wouldn't be too much help there because I've never kept one and really haven't looked up a whole lot on them either. But absolutely, Victor, if it's a fish that you would enjoy, 100%, man, go for it. But in terms of a price point, though, I have no idea if that's a good price or a high price or a low price. Unfortunately, yeah, I have no idea. But let's see here. Alice Nicholson, yes, love yo-yos. Great for pest snails. I mean, loaches in general, just awesome. I mean, obviously, puffers will get rid of snails too, but obviously, puffers don't always play the nicest with tank mates, of course. But loaches, I mean, yo-yo loaches, clown loaches I mentioned earlier, dojo loaches if you got a bigger tank. All great ways also to get pest snails under control, if not really eliminate them entirely. Usually that's more so the case. Usually it just takes care of the whole problem entirely. Let's see here. Kawaii loaches, yes. As Atkins mentions, they're another awesome loach. I've never kept the coolie. I can't talk today, guys. Some reason I'm tripping over the simplest of words today. The coolie loaches, yeah, those are another great one there. I haven't kept those one before. I've had clown loaches, yo-yo loaches. I've had dojo loaches. Haven't never had the coolie loaches though, but might have to change that at some point because, yeah, loaches are another great fish to eliminate that snail problem. Adele Sandry, hey, thought you might enjoy knowing my son and his college roommates are doing Tropical Omaha for spring break. Nice. That is cool. Apparently, they're going to the Aviation Museum and not aquarium stores. Well, I mean, I will say this. If they change their mind and we have 5 awesome stores here in the Omaha area to pick from, would definitely say they need to go to some fish stores. They should probably give Fish Freaks a visit. Absolutely. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of the 5 here. I guess, well, I will say Blue Dog Aquatics, who has an awesome store here. I feel like that store, if anything, is more if you're into reptiles and fish, along with some other things. But I would say Blue Dog Aquatics is more for people that are into aquatics and reptiles, which I'm very into aquatics. I will say now, nothing against reptile keepers, but I myself do not plan on getting into that, although I feel like at some point my wife is going to really try to talk me into getting a turtle. I have not bent, nor let alone broken on that here yet, and don't plan to for the foreseeable future. Not that I don't like them. It's just, it's not my thing. It's just not my, they're cool looking, just not my thing. I feel like part of the reason or part of the way to get the best out of your fish is to give the best for your fish. And in order to give the best to your fish, you gotta, enjoy taking care of them, which is, with reptiles, I mean, like I say, as cool as they are, I don't know if I'd enjoy that as much as fish keeping, which is, to me, a big part of fish keeping. You got to keep fish that are not just going to be cool to look at, but you're going to enjoy taking care of, because that's how you keep it as fun rather than work. Or at least that's what I always say. Apparently I didn't raise them right, says Adele. I mean, yeah, like I say, if they change their mind and can only make one, Fish Freaks over on West Center Road in Omaha, it would be my number one go-to. Otherwise, number two, I would definitely say Rivers and Reefs over by Maple Street is an awesome place. Both Fish Freaks and Rivers and Reefs have fresh and saltwater, wide fresh and saltwater selection there. And hopefully they change their minds there, because, yeah, they're missing out if they don't check out some of these Omaha stores, because we're very blessed in this area to have some awesome options. Lady Metalhead, Blue Dogs is a great place, but we happen to know one of the owners. As do I there. I actually got to meet James one time, the number one owner there of the store, before he even had his store there. I actually met him one time through SC Fish Keeping, who's also an Omaha YouTuber here. Haven't run into Zach too many times, but the one time he was there and James was with them at Fish Freaks, and James and I conversed a little bit more. I still wouldn't say we converse a whole lot, because obviously he's got a whole store to run, and then I do what I do. But yeah, James still awesome store there. Still got to go visit him once in a while there too, because another awesome YouTube channel and there too, if you haven't already subscribed to him there. I mean, those of you that are also in the reptiles, like I said earlier, that's another guy that can really give you a good balance of aquatics and reptiles. Let's see here. Ben Backstrom joining the chat here. Good to see you, Ben. Welcome aboard here. Absolutely, Ricky. As I said earlier, I mean, when it comes to fish keeping, keep it fun and keep it gangsta. Absolutely. Just gotta, I mean, if you're having fun, then it's not work. You're just having fun with your hobby. And that's my number one goal here is, you know what? If I'm viewing as cleaning a certain fish's tank as more work than it is fun, then maybe I need to ask myself, like, you know, could I maybe give these guys a better home elsewhere? Which is kind of what I've been asking myself a few of the smaller tanks here. I mean, I guess I don't want to single out too many here. I mean, my wife loves betas. I'm always going to have betas down here. But otherwise, like tiger barbs, which I've kept all my life, I feel like it's like, you know what? They're cool. I love their activity. As Corey from Aquarium Co-op says, a tiger barb tank is like the Thunderdome, constant movement and all that. And they just, especially when you feed them, just they go crazy, almost kind of like the Exodon Tetras. But it's like, you know, I've kept tiger barbs all my life here, so maybe it's time to try something new. But once more decisions get made here, some hard decisions, I would even say, we'll give updates here as we move along here. But I think some hard decisions may be made here in the process, but once we get everything in the full swing here, I think this is going to make for a way cooler and better fish room in the long run here. Christine, yes. Like I said before, we're very blessed to have all the fish stores that we do here. I mean, like I say, Omaha having 5 by itself here. I mean, Lincoln has like 2 good ones that I like to visit occasionally over there, and Lincoln's only about 45-minute drive for me here from Council Bluffs. Des Moines, little under 2 hours, about an hour 45, ever so. They have the Crowned Aquatics, who is still kind of working on their new location right now, but like going there once in a while. Aqualand has been a place that I visited in the past. I haven't, though, for a considerable amount of time here, but West Des Moines also has a store there. A couple of awesome stores there. And, of course, the Fish Fix and Thayer between Creston and Winterset, which is, again, about an hour 45 for me. All sorts of awesome stores around here. I'm very lucky to have all the selection that we do. See here, Adele saying, I love watching snake discovery on YouTube. I think all the reptiles and snakes are really interesting, but I appreciate that most of my fish do not try to bite me. That's my thing. Well, that and I will tell you all this. If I get a snake, my father will never visit me again. Which I guess I don't want to say a whole lot there, but I mean, yeah, my father really does not like snakes all that much, nor does my wife. And something I definitely inherited from my father is that, frankly, I don't really care for being too close to snakes myself either. I am more than willing to observe them from behind glass or anything, or I can feel them up close if like someone else is handling the snake, but that's just it's not for me. I learned that a long time ago. Snakes just not my thing. Metalhead's rolling out here, probably getting ready for their stream here, which according to my clock here is in less than 15 minutes here. Go ahead and I'll get the stream link for that here, because of course that is another awesome stream to check out there as well here. Gonna get the link for Metalheads here real quick before I forget. Splendid. And we'll give the Metalheads a like there while I'm visiting. Splendid. Got it. So yeah, once we're done here, and as I have said earlier, the Metalheads go right after we finish up here. They start at about 6 p.m. Central Time or 7 o'clock Eastern, wherever you live here. Another awesome stream there. Good, cool little fish room that they got going on there too. So make sure once we're concluded here, you go check them out here. Oops, I about messed up my deal there. And one more time here, now that I know, to anyone wondering about the gifts from the benefit stream 2 weeks ago, obviously, like I said, the whole shindig with the basement slowed things down here before, but gonna have those shipped out here within the next couple of days here to you guys. I will send you emails, Facebook messages, however you contacted me, letting you know when that's all out here. But also, I need to get a couple more parcels for that yet too. But once I get those all out and sent to you guys, I will send you all a message saying, hey, it's on its way. Post office says they'll be here on XYZ date. And get those sent out to you guys soon here. And once again, to everyone that donated to that benefit stream for the memorial bench here, appreciate every single one of you. I had a number of people as I went home a couple weeks ago, just a couple days after that stream, a whole bunch of people were just saying, wanted me to give personal thanks to everyone that partook in that and donated to the cause there, as it truly meant a lot to see so many people partake in that. So to those of you that contributed in any shape, way, or form to that, you'll know who you are, of course. The list is too long to list off everybody there. Thank you, every single one that did. Let's see here. Collaboration of Curiosities. I like that name. Don't think I said hello to you earlier here, but I know I've seen you in the chat here for a little while. Good to see you. And yes, as Collaboration of Curiosity says, the Metalheads will be live in about 15 minutes, or according to my clock here now, which reads 5:49, even closer to 10 minutes here. So we'll get this going here. We'll shoot for about the 10-minute mark here. Let's see. We're at about 49 minutes here. So, yeah, we'll hit about the hour here. I really don't care about how long the stream goes. If we go over, we go over. If we're short, we're short. Let's see here. Oh, yes. I might have a 75-gallon tank open up here, too. So I'm thinking what I might do is, if I do indeed move my trio of Amazon puffers to a 55, I'm thinking it might be fun maybe to do like a channel tank where maybe I make a poll sometime. I'll make like a poll on the YouTube community or whatever for you guys and just say, hey, out of maybe 5 options here, or I don't know if YouTube gives you the option to plug in your own selection. I guess I'm still kind of new to that aspect of YouTube here, but thinking it might be fun maybe to do like a community tank or like a tank where you, the viewers, maybe decide what we do in one of these tanks here. Like I say, I might just give 5 options of like, okay, this be cool, this be cool, this be cool. Which one sounds the best to you? But haven't fully decided if I am doing that for sure here, but see what you guys maybe think about that. But since I might have a 75 coming open here soon, maybe some food for thought there. Might have to do a video on some 75-gallon ideas there. I know I've done one on a 55-gallon tank, although really I look back on that video and that was like the last video I did with my old camera phone and such, and you can tell because the lighting on there, not great, but need to work on that even still with my live streams here. But unfortunately, yeah, my basement does not light up the best, so unfortunately I have to kind of work with what I have. But I have to do a video for 75-gallon tank ideas because I can come up with plenty for those as well. That and 75s are probably one of my more favorite tank sizes out there. Behind a 125 perhaps as well. Well, actually, 75s and 125s for me are probably about the same. I mean, honestly, if I can get like another 240, hey, I'm all aboard. Big tanks are always fun. But I'm thinking, so to those of you that are sticking here till the end, I'll let you in on a little something here. As you can see, there is a whole bunch of clutter right here. Part of that is because I moved a whole bunch of stuff from this corner when we had the problem with, that. But I'm thinking at some point, all over here, might be time to build a plywood tank. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, I know I've talked about that before, but spilling the beans on that there, yeah, I'm considering building a plywood tank here, guys, thinking maybe once Mac even outgrows the 185 out there, because Maboo puffers, as we all know, grow to be over 2 feet, even more closer to 3 feet, even more so. He's going to need a bigger tank even than that 185, which only reaches out to 25 inches on its maximum point. So thinking maybe a plywood tank can go right there, hoping to make it about 8 to 10 feet long, depending on what we have for space over there. Want to give it at least 3.5 feet to 4 feet in width. Don't know how tall it's going to be. Might do 28 tall, 30 tall. I haven't fully decided that part yet, but at some point, going to get that going. I've been starting to do a little research on it, and only problem is lumber prices obviously have been better. They've been worse, but going to eventually maybe give that a try here, because I'm also thinking that maybe if not the Maboo in there, which I don't know what I would do with the Maboo otherwise, maybe some stingrays might be something I would consider later. But I don't know if I would put I'm still debating if putting stingrays with the Maboo would be a great idea because of the barbs that shed from the stingray, which I've said about before. Don't want a barb to stick up out of the sand and potentially puncture the puffer. That would not be a good idea, or not a good deal if it happened. See here, my clock rate's 5:54 here, so we'll go about another 5 more minutes here. Victor Albert, flower horns dropped eggs, and I moved them also to the side. Awesome, very nice. Gets you in a minute there, Ricky. He ate, and the next day I removed the divider, and he attached her. Oh man. Yeah, unfortunately, breeding flower. I mean, I had a Thai silk flower horn once upon a time, but I never had a mate with them. That kind of bummer. Here I was. I'd love to congratulate you on the eggs here, but sad. Sorry to hear, man. Though that story kind of got a unfortunate end there. Hopefully they chill out and still breed there, but breeding can be difficult. I mean, even with like puffers and all that. I mean, like the red-eye puffers or the spotted Congos when I had them. I mean, sometimes fish breeding can be very, very rough. And I know a lot of jokes can be made with that, but really, like especially like with puffers or flower horns, as says, sometimes it's really rough and it can do quite a strain on a fish to where, yeah, it can kill them. But I mean, like, especially puffers, like literally the male bites onto the female. I mean, it's nature has crazy ways, is all I will say. Nature has crazy ways of its creatures showing love to each other. Perhaps we'll never understand it, but you know what? Sometimes I feel like, it's better off that maybe we don't. Yeah, that sucks, Victor. I'm sorry that it happened there. But I'm hopefully hopefully it still works out. But if it's past the point of no return there, yeah, sorry to hear that, man. But Ricky, yes, I'll give you a shout when I can, and I'll get your contact deals from Rico. So yeah, I can send you a little bit of something because yeah, what you did there, man, was awesome, and can't let that go unrewarded. Thank you very much for your contributions to the benefit and this channel as well here. Thank you very much, Rico. Or Ricky. I almost said Rico. Rico. Somewhat close. That could be too. I mean, sometimes, just like a lot of other living beings as collaboration of curiosities, fish have personalities too. I know a lot of people frown upon when you put multiple fahakas in a tank, and I'm not saying I'm in support of that. I'm not saying I'm against it either. But I will say I know some people that have had success keeping multiple fahakas in a tank, or even multiple fahakas in like a huge African cichlid tank. Like I've seen 10, 12-inch fahakas with Lake Mabuna cichlids, or not Mabuna, but Lake Malawi cichlids with such, and it works. Fish, just like any other living beings, have personalities, and it can be a lot harder to discover those. But that could be it too. Maybe just the personalities just do not work. Let's see here. 558, that's pretty close here. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the Metalheads stream link. Victor, maybe, but this is the second female I tried. Well, then, Victor, maybe it's your male. I know the males. I think the males are the more colorful ones. I'm not a flower expert, so I could be very wrong on that, so I won't say much. But, yeah, maybe it's the male then. But I hope you get better luck with that, though, Victor, because, yeah, breeding some flower horns, that would be really pretty. But, guys, it is a minute to 6 here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it here and paste the stream link to the Metalheads here. Like I said, I will have a fish store tour video of a certain store that I visited just last week here within the next couple or few days here. And once again, to those of you that got the merch through the benefit stream here, I will send that off here before the end of the week here, hopefully by tomorrow, Wednesday at the latest here. Either way, I will message every single one of you in the way that you contacted me, letting you know when it's sent off and when it will reach you, just so you're in the loop of everything. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in here on this Monday and spending some time here. I will see you all next time. Stay fantastic, and make sure you go check out the Metalheads.